And we are live. Hello, everyone. This is Monica of That's So Monica. And I am so happy today to have my girl from the ATL representing, Miss Kenya Freeman. Okay, y'all, get ready because I'll be bringing her in to the stage, but I want you all to come on in. Thank y'all for being patient. There was a few technical difficulties, but we are going to be here on YouTube and Twitch. So let us know where you're coming from. If you're watching from YouTube, if you're watching from Twitch, put that in the comments and everything. And then on Instagram, I'm going to go ahead and we're going to record this and then we're going to showcase it on Instagram a little bit later. So let us know where you're from before we go ahead and bring Miss Kenya in. Kenya, give me the thumbs up if you're ready to be let in. I'm about to let you in. Okay, girl. Okay. I'm excited. You all get ready. She's amazing. She's wonderful, has an awesome, amazing personality. And I actually girl crush and have loved her forever since I saw her on my screen. So, hello.
Hello.
How are you, beautiful?
I'm good. Just trying to get this fur out of my mouth.
So Kenya's been working on a project. So she has deadlines and all of these things. And we were working, to get everything done. And then, of course, everything goes wrong, but it's all good. We know how to pivot and we're going to be
And
positive and we're going to work it out and get all of those things done, right? Okay. So if you have questions for Kenya, please put them in the question box. Okay, I see you. Thank you, Miss Parker, Miss Tata. She's watching from Houston. Yes, please put in the question box. Let us know where you're watching from and all of that stuff. Put it in the comment box. We want to thank you all for watching. I'm going to let everyone know on YouTube that I'm sorry, on Instagram, that we're actually live here on YouTube. So I'm just going to do that real quick. Hey, everyone, for those of you who are on here watching from Instagram, please head over to my YouTube and Twitch. It's all under That So Monica so that you can catch this video. We will edit it from there and then we will also post it live on here. So if you're watching, please head over. Thank you. Please head over to the YouTube page. We're having a little bit of technical difficulties with Instagram. But Kenya, maybe if you have some time, we can get back on, We'll see. All
I'll
right.
be at work all night.
Yeah, so if you're on here, please head over to YouTube to watch the video under That So Monica. Okay. Thank y'all so much. I just wanted to, I'm going to share that. What does it say? Okay. Oh, well, my video wasn't long enough, but okay. All right. So let's get started. Thank you, Miss Tata. Hi, Kwana. You're watching from Jersey. Hey, D. Hey, Dorit. How are you, Dory B, Jersey? Okay. I see the East Coast is in the house. Kenya, we're going to get started. Okay. So the first thing I want our viewers to do is just introduce yourself. I'm Monica. That's a Monica. But just introduce yourself. Who are you?
I'm just a little bald headed girl with a sewing machine.
She's so funny because that's exactly what she says to everybody. I can't with you. Okay.
Just trying to earn my fair share in this great world we living in.
Listen, I understand. I definitely understand. Hey, Carmen, how are you? So, my first
Hi,
question
Carmen.
is it's about getting to know you. Okay.
Okay.
So, Kenya, I want you to share your journey into fashion design. What sparked your love for sewing and fashion?
Oh, well, um, this should be like a sleepover because it's so much. Um, so let's go all the way back to high school.
Okay.
So in high school, all I wanted to do was be cute. I had zero desire to go to class. I had zero desire to work,
Mhm.
nothing. I wanted to get my hair done, leave school early, and get a new outfit the next day to come to school and be cute. Well, what happened with that was I ended up failing the 11th grade. And so when I failed the 11th grade, the guidance counselor was like, well, she didn't love me very much. And she was like, well, I guess you're going to be cute. And back in the 11th grade, she was like, that doesn't make any sense or whatever. So in order to graduate on time with my class, I had to take a night class, summer school,
Mhm.
and what they call a zero class, which was
Yes.
before school started. And then I also had to take an elective, and the
Mhm.
choices was woodwork or fashion merchandising.
Okay.
So I take this fashion merchandising course, and the wheels basically start turning at that moment because prior to that, my mother wanted me to be a nurse, and
Mm.
it no,
Yes.
because if anybody pass out, I'm passing out too.
Mhm.
So the wheels started turning in that class, and this particular teacher, she was just so awesome because she actually thought that I could do something. She actually
Oh.
thought that there was some greatness
Mhm.
within, although I was totally doing full makeup in her classroom, like full makeup,
Mhm.
honey. But she wanted all the things that I like as far as my hair and my makeup bag and put my makeup on in her
Mhm.
class and getting dressed every day. She wanted me to use that energy
Mhm.
to do something for the better. So
Yes.
that's how it all started. Then fast forward, because my GPA was trash,
Mm.
I couldn't get into anywhere, but there was a local because I'm from Virginia. So
Uh-huh.
there's a local college in Virginia called Norfolk State.
Mhm.
And I was able to get in Norfolk State on academic probation.
Mm.
And that is where I actually learned to sew. I don't have the history of sewing since I was 2 years old.
Wow.
I learned to sew in college.
Yes.
And so when I left college, I mean, when I left Norfolk State, because I was at Norfolk State for 2 semesters and I was acting like a whole fool because Lil Kim was at the homecoming and my skirt was short and it was a whole vibe. And I was still on academic probation. And my mama was like, you got to get out of here. You are not. She was like, if you stay here, I don't know what's going to happen with you. So they found this design school in Atlanta, and it
Mhm.
was a great school at the time, very fashion forward, and that was AIU. And so my mom literally packed up my stuff, and we
Mhm.
hit 85 going south, and I
Yes.
landed in Atlanta to go to a more concentrated design
Mm.
school, and
Okay.
then we moved forward from there.
Okay. Okay. I see you. I see you. And we got a little bit in common in regards to the nursing. My major was nursing in college, but the strict African parents, that's what I had to go to school for. But
Uh,
I'm not a nurse, right? I'm not a nurse. So no, definitely understand that. And the reference to little Kim, that that's our girl. Okay. what so tell me, what was your first ever sewing project? And do you still remember how it turned out?
oh God. It was so I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
First ever sewing project. I have no idea. It had to have been like the stuff that because I always wanted a tight skirt. So it was probably some stuff I
Mm-hmm.
made for myself.
Mm-hmm.
For a long time I was the test dummy. But I have no idea.
Okay.
I tell you this though. So when I graduated college,
Mm-hmm.
um, you make a whole collection for your senior show and all that sort of
Yes.
stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That stuff wasn't that good.
Mm.
But anyway, uh,
Mm-hmm.
there
I know this is funny.
was this there was this girl.
Uh-huh.
Okay, there was this girl. I mean, and I'm talking about she is what you call what's the word when people are just so under the radar? She is not you would not by looking at her, you would not think that this is who she was. But anyway,
Mm-hmm.
I met this girl and she wanted me to make some clothes for her.
Mm.
And she was like, "Come to my house, bring some stuff that you've made,
Mm-hmm.
and let's talk." So I
Yes.
got all my senior stuff because that's the latest thing hot off the market, right?
Yes.
Which again is not that good. And so I bring this stuff to her house and she's trying this stuff on, and some stuff has holes in it.
Mhm.
It was just not good. But she was like, "Oh, this is good.
She was
This is
gassing you
real
up.
good." She was like, "I want you to make me some stuff." And then she was like, "And I want you to make my girls some stuff too."
Oh.
And I'm like, "Oh, you got kids?" And I'm like, "Well, they can't be that old." Because again, okay, so give you a picture. This woman is
Yes.
about, I'm 5 feet. She's about 4'11".
Mm-hmm. Oh,
Got to be
shorter than
every
us.
bit of 130, 40
Mm-hmm.
pounds.
Mm-hmm.
Braces, super light, these little
Mm-hmm.
curls. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
look like the most innocent. I mean, she looked 20
Mm-hmm.
at most. So when she said her girls, I'm like, well, she can't have big kids. Maybe she's talking about her kids. Next thing I know, she makes some sort of sound and a clap. About 11 women come marching down the stairs.
Oh my God.
The sister was a pimp.
Oh, wait, no. Were you at the trap house in Atlanta?
I don't know where. I mean, this was a beautiful. I mean, it was a beautiful house, big, huge house, beautiful house. I didn't think nothing of it. I really thought that she lived at home with her mom and her daddy. And that's what I was thinking because she looked so young. And
She was
the
the madam. Ah!
so apparently there, and this is like real. This is true stuff here.
Oh my
So
God.
apparently they have the events where the pimps come and they take their girls with them, and they want everybody in matching outfits.
Ah, yeah, we all like, we did not see that coming. That
Me
is going to
neither.
be, whoa, that's hilarious. That is hilarious. Yes, I agree.
Yes, I ended
Ah,
up leaving one of my senior collection outfits there with her. And then I came back. I did everybody's measurements. I never completed the looks for all the girls, but she ended up having a son and asked me to babysit one day. I'm like, honey, I no, ma'am, I don't know. Cut it. No, no, no. I'm good.
somebody's at Joanne's. They said the sound that they just made at the Joanne. Girl, I did not know that. Okay. Okay, so the third thing we got in common is we're both 5 feet tall. Okay.
That's all I got, baby. And I got Crocs on, so I'm about 5'2" today.
Okay. Look. Okay. Here's my third question for you.
Uh,
Okay. Well, Sa, all right. How
mm,
would you describe your design aesthetic in 3 words, Kenya?
in three
Yeah.
words:
Uh-huh.
bold,
Mm.
classy,
Okay.
transparent.
And
I mean,
transparent.
transitional.
Transitional, bold, classy, transitional. Okay,
Hmm.
so I'm going to hold on to those 3 words because we're going to talk a little bit about your time on Project Runway, your Shein collection, and also a couple of other things that are coming up. Are you ready for that?
Let's go. You
Okay,
should have
we
brought the
ready.
wine or something. Good gracious.
What you said?
You could have brought the wine or something. Gosh.
Yeah, I gave you some time. You need 5 more minutes. You need to get. I got my water in here. Well,
I'm
you know what?
I'm
If you have to
gonna chew
pass,
on my bubble gum.
chew on your bubble gum. If you have to pass on a question, we're gonna save this for the after dark because we definitely gotta hit Instagram. We definitely gotta hit Instagram. Okay.
Hmm.
Um. Oh, you're watching on delay. Oh, okay, no problem. She was a madam. Yes, Carmen, she was a madam. Okay. When you were on Project Runway, was it hard to design something, and did it take 2 to 3 days to finish? Somebody's asking that question, and then I'm gonna
Two to
ask you.
three. They
Did it
don't give
really?
you 2 to 3 days to finish nothing.
It's not. They give you a few hours, and you got either
You
24
got you
hours.
know you did have some challenges that were 2 days.
Mm-hmm.
But that was stuff if you was partnered with somebody, like the one
Yeah.
we had to do a print design because the prints got to come back. It was stuff where it was more detailed. Where you had to make at least 2 pieces or stuff like that. But every day, no, eight bouts. Excuse me, I'll say 6 to 8 hours. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah. No. Okay. If you could design an outfit for any celebrity, dead or alive, who would it be and why?
Mm. Oh gosh, there are so many actually.
Okay. Okay. Pick one, and
Um,
if you, I'm
First,
gonna
I
mark.
would, I would probably, I would probably first go with the Ross family.
Oh, of
Um,
course, of
I
course.
want it from Tracy to her mom, Diana. I think
Yes.
I'll take them first. First of
Yes.
all,
Yes.
Mahogany was a movie that I watched so many
Mm-hmm.
times.
Yes.
And I was like, girl, why you ain't marry that man to take him up on this, But that was a movie that I watched. It was so
Mm-hmm.
inspiring.
Yes.
But yes, oh totally. Diana
Mm-hmm.
and definitely Tracy. Tracy is on my to-do list to put some
Okay.
clothes on. So
Okay.
I
Okay.
with the Ross family, yes.
Okay. We're gonna put that into the air, into the universe. Tracy Ellis Ross, if you're watching, Kenya Freeman wants to dress you. Okay, girl.
Call me girl.
Hello. All right. So I'm gonna skip this question. I'll get back to this one.
Why?
No, I want to get to the juicy stuff. I'm ready
Okay,
because
let's
you're
go
yeah,
then.
yeah. Let's get to some of the juicy stuff, and I'll get back to that one. Okay, let's talk about Project Runway. Your Project Runway experience. What was your reaction when you found out that you made it onto Project Runway?
Oh, I was extremely shocked.
Mm,
Extremely shocked, completely in 2 parts. The first part being, okay, so I tried this thing out. Let me tell you this new thing that I tried out.
okay.
It's called God.
Yes.
And
Said
cuz you
you.
know, I said, my way don't work. So let me just try yours and see if I get a better outcome. Cuz what
Mhm.
could it hurt if I try you? If let's just see.
Yes.
So with trying God, you start that discerning spirit gets a little thicker.
Mm-hmm.
You start hearing like things or like thoughts come together in like voices or like, oh, that's what I'm supposed to do type of thing. I can't really explain it, but if you know, you know, you
Hello.
know.
Hello. I
So
know.
anyway, let me make this short for y'all. So in 2016,
Mm-hmm.
I hit the worst plateau of my whole career.
mm,
Completely broke,
mm,
no more credit cards, no
mm,
more sofas to use, no more nothing. I had to pack up all my stuff and I went to Virginia to my mama's house.
mm.
Now, as an adult, don't nobody want to do that. As an adult, you do
Yeah.
not to go back home as a big, huge adult.
Mm.
You talking about the feeling of defeat? Just you can just smell it in the room.
Yeah.
So anyway, I am at home at my mama's house, trying not to be depressed, but I'm not that inspired either.
Mhm.
And I was at my mother's uh kitchen table because I'm
Mhm.
making now that's where I'm working at because I'm at this point I'm making this particular day I was making prom dresses for some of the local girls.
Okay.
And so I'm sitting there and something just said apply to Project Runway.
Mm.
Just like that.
Mm. That was divine. Divine intervention.
I literally threw the dress
Mhm.
across the room that I was working on. And
Yep.
I'm like, I know you lying.
And just so y'all know, Kenya does talk to herself. She does, but she's talking to God. I just want y'all to know that because all
Right.
right. Okay.
Really? I know you lying. So I say, oh shoot. Because like most, I've watched it too. I'm like, it don't make no sense. You can't make clothes that fast. Like, why would you want to do that?
Girl.
So I say, fine. So I get
Mm-hmm.
on there. I'm looking at the application. It is this long.
Mm.
You got to do videos and this, and this, and this. But anyway, fast forward. It's the night that the application to be turned in.
Wow.
Supposed to been in at midnight. It's about 12:30. Child, I'm still trying to figure out how to add the pictures and put the video in, and I'm putting in Mickey Mouse photos and wherever else I can find in my phone. I mean, on my computer, just to get past the red asterisk so I can be done with this application.
Not Mickey
Be
Mouse.
like, well, I tried. So the very next day, I get a phone call from a number I didn't recognize. And at this
Mm-hmm.
point, I'm answering all the calls because I'm like, got to. I
Hello.
don't know. This could be my next or clients too.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, hello. And they was like, hey, Kenya, this is whatever from Project Runway. And I was like, okay. And he was like, well, we think that you're great and we want you to move to the next round. And I'm like, why?
Not why.
Why?
Not you questioning the opportunity that you asked that God gave you the vision to go on.
Right. Well, I don't even know why he wanted me to have it at the time. I got a better understanding now. At the time, I didn't understand that either.
Mm-hmm.
So I said, because also too, you had to see my application.
Mm-hmm.
You
Mm.
should. I'm telling you, I literally plugged in Mickey Mouse photos and some other stuff. It
They probably
that,
thought you made the Mickey Mouse outfit.
so, but then at the end of the conference, so he said, we want you to do the live interviews in Atlanta
Mm-hmm.
because I'm supposed to be Atlanta resident.
Oh, but you're in
Live
Virginia.
interview, yeah, because at that point also I'm still in Atlanta every weekend. No one even realized that I had made the trip to. No one even
Gotcha.
knew that.
Mm-hmm.
So he said, do the live interviews and it'll be next week. And I was like, oh, okay. And I'm like, oh, and then it was, by the way, can you send us some good photos?
No more Mickey Mouse.
Mm-mm. So I was like, oh gosh. I was like, Mom, I got to pack up my SUV. I'm
Uh-huh.
going to Atlanta this weekend. I'll holler
Mm-hmm.
at you. So we do the live interview. And I didn't know that I did not know that this part of the live interviews, they would actually show this on TV. I didn't know that. I just
Oh
thought that this
my gosh.
was just an auditioning process. So I
Yes.
get there and I got like 5 or 6 pieces of clothes.
Uh-huh.
Everybody else, they got models. The models is like practicing walking down the runways and stuff, honey. They got clothes
Uh-huh.
with like stuff just dripping down. And I was like, oh, Lord have mercy. And here I go with my little 5 pieces of clothes. I ain't even got a garment bag. So anyway, I do that. I do It's my turn. I go in there. I do my interview. They hit all the buttons. It was very emotional. The producer was like, "It's something about you that the world needs to see. We're gonna make sure
Listen.
that it happens."
Mm-hmm.
So fast forward, you go. It's a lot to
Mm-hmm.
go through to be on there. Anybody who goes on there and makes it, just
Yes.
clap them up. Even if you hate their clothes, because it is a lot to go through to
Mm-hmm.
be on there.
Yes.
So anyway, we are about a month in of paperwork this high, right?
Yes.
Physicals, mental examinations. I mean, you name it. So they on this particular day, they said, "Give us 5 people that inspire you. We're going to do a Zoom call tomorrow evening."
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. Get on the Zoom call, and they was like, Kenya. They was and before they even asked me that, as soon as we get on the Zoom call, they was like, Kenya,
Mm-hmm.
you're going to be on the next season. And I just started.
OMG.
It turned a scream, turned into a cry, then to a relief, into like a, "Are y'all sure about that?"
Are you?
And then the next week, it
Yes.
was, we'll be in Atlanta because they do home visits, right? Check out your
Yes.
closet, right? We're
Yes.
coming to Atlanta to do your home visit. And I'm like, okay.
Girl, I need a house. I need a place to.
Remember exactly. I'm in Virginia. I'm in Atlanta. Ain't got no home. I'm
Yes.
a whole gypsy. So one of my good girlfriends, I was like, listen, I made it to the show.
Uh-huh.
She had an extra bedroom in her house. I said, "Can I put a whole bunch of stuff in your closet? Some
Uh-huh.
pictures. I live here for 24 hours."
Oh, exactly. I know that's
So I
right.
go to it, because I still have my storage in Atlanta. So I go, I grab a bunch of stuff. Anyway,
Uh-huh.
so if you see the show and they doing the home visit, that's not my house. That dog ain't my dog. That tea that I'm sipping, that ain't my cup.
Listen, hello. Reality TV, the joys.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Can you okay.
Mhm.
Project Runway. Speaking of Project Runway, then what
Mhm.
girl, what was the biggest challenge that you faced on the show, and how did you overcome it? Besides not not having a place.
So, okay, so I thought, so first of all, I had to get, once the day I arrived, I had
Mhm.
to get beside my own self
Mm,
because I know what my abilities are.
yes.
Okay, so when you get there, prior to when you get there, they tell you what you can and can't bring, far as like your sewing kits and stuff like that.
Mhm.
The list was so long. I'm just like, well, I'm just gonna bring a pair. I came to the show with one pair of scissors,
Wow.
a pair of scissors. And I got there, and these people got these magical kits, and they got the 3 layers and the fancy scissors, and all the different, look like they were surgeons, like this size scissors with this type of scissor, and the rotary cutters. And I said, oh, they about to kick my. And
Wow.
so, and they were like, "That's all you got? That's all I got." Matter of fact, them scissors hanging on the wall
You
somewhere.
still got them scissors. You better frame them.
Them scissors ain't going nowhere. I had
There.
one pair of, I think, 8-inch shears. That's it. So I didn't know from the get-go there
Mhm.
was intimidation. One,
Yes.
because of that, because I was like, oh man, I think I should have brought some more stuff. They had no rulers, they have nothing, no tape,
Oh my
nothing.
oh my gosh. Did they at least
So
give you some of that
no,
stuff?
no. So here's the thing: are your first, when you go to Mood, because going to Mood is a real thing, right?
Yeah.
You legit get those 30 minutes. That's for real.
Mhm.
What you don't get at that 31 mark, you don't get. So my strategy was try to find good fabric that I can use to make an outfit, and whatever
Mhm.
is left, get some tape measures, get your
Yes.
threads, get all the your root, get the stuff that I'm going to need to make the garment.
Mhm.
And that's pretty much how it works. And so like after each challenge, I kind of worked up. Now I got my rulers, I got
Mhm.
my rotary, I got another pair of scissors, I got some snips. I'm collecting things that I
Yes.
can, my artillery.
Mhm.
So I think the one, it was two that I really, no, three actually, that I thought it was going to be the death of me. The first
Mm.
one was the unconventional. I work
Okay.
with fabric. I don't work with trash, plastic, aluminum foil, bottles, seat belts.
Masking tape.
No, I mean, I was literally in
Silicones.
there pacing back and forth like this. 2 hours done went in, and on there, that's a lot of time.
Yes.
2 hours done went by. I'm in there in the kitchen. I'm
Uh,
like sucking down the Coca Cola. It's like, oh no, what I'm about to do.
oh my
So I ended up pulling off. I made the dress out of newspaper. Ended up being
god.
great. And then I think the other one that really, I think it was, well, it was a mix of the avant-garde that kind of
Mhm.
threw me off, because I had a good vision for my avant-garde. I
Yes.
just didn't have enough time to execute it the way I wanted to. But the one
Mhm.
that really almost had that crocodile tear coming down,
Mhm.
child, when we had to do that challenge, we had to make the pajamas. Now, I'm one of those designers. I have my, like most, I have my strengths, I have my weaknesses. My weaknesses are
Mhm.
silks, chiffons, anything it does all of this and moves all around too much.
Mhm.
I stay away from it. I don't like none of those fabrics. Too
Yes.
slippery. I can't. I just no. My favorite is a nice woven little 2% stretch. That's my jam.
Yes. Yes.
I
Yes.
That's my jam. So this
Mhm.
one, woo, and we had to dye. So
Woof.
I did dye the satin. The dye came out beautiful because it was this beautiful pink and burgundy ombre.
Mhm.
That came out beautiful, but trying to sew it up close with oh, because sometimes too, I don't know about you, but when I sew like silks and stuff, I try to use some of like the tearaway paper. Do you use that?
Yes, you I do. I do use some of the tearaway paper, or I'll put like the part interfacing and try to tear that away. Sometimes it depends. And
Yeah,
sometimes before I started doing the tearaway paper, I was using something else, or I make sure I have a walking foot and I'm doing that and I'm just going really really slow. And girl, unconventional, sometimes taping the thing together with tape,
man, I'm talking what should seem like a roll hem, honey.
Yes.
That's like a look like it's like
Oh
it
no.
look like this. This what the seam look like this all the
Look,
way around.
I think we've all seen those themes. We've all seen those themes, those type
And
of
listen,
themes.
at that
Yep.
point, the only thing that you can bank on is that somebody else stuff looks way worse than yours
Worse.
so that you don't go home. That's it.
Hello. The way
You
worse.
because you ain't even trying to like be like the best. That's out the window, not with that him.
No, I'm just trying to stay on the show for another week. Another
Yes.
week, please. Another
Because
week.
you know, like, here's everybody like,
That's the funny part when you look and you're like, okay, ooh, good. My stuff
and,
was real.
then you look and you be like, oh, that's ugly. I'm okay.
Hello. That's all you like. I wasn't trying to be the best today. I wasn't trying to be number one today. Tomorrow
Woo.
I can't. So some people are in the audience, and they're saying first of all that you used to dress lyrics to the nines. Another person said they
Yes.
recently just started watching it. It's always nice to get the inside scoop, and now they hear a new season is coming.
Yeah, so
And then
Lyris was just in town in Atlanta this weekend. And
wow,
we hung out together for all day. We went to this event Saturday night.
that's
And
good.
so let me tell you, so okay, so when I got on the show, so on
Uh-huh.
my season, that was the first season that they had models of all sizes, from the
Yes.
olive oil, stringy, skinny girl that wouldn't
Mhm.
get booked to the slim girl with the hips that wouldn't get booked
Mhm.
to the size 18s and size 20s. That's the
Yes.
first time they ever had such a variety of
Mhm.
models. And so when the girls came off of this bus, they all came off of a bus, like a big Greyhound bus.
Uh-huh.
They came off of this bus, and I was like, yes,
Yes.
I
Yes.
love me
Yes.
some hips.
Yes.
Them hips with
Exactly.
them chips.
Uh-huh.
And so everyone else, you could see the look on their face. They was choking. I thought that they was
Mhm.
gonna go into cardiac arrest when they saw them hips get off of
That's
there.
first of all, that is the most craziest thing. And as home sewers, most of us on here are home sewers. We
Hmm.
sew for ourselves. Some of us do alterations and sew for other people. When I see the designers on these shows, like they cannot sew for anything bigger than the dress form. I'm really confused, especially for those who may sew for themselves. Like why can't you if you are learning to dress? That's just been so mind-boggling for me when they get scared to, oh, what am I going to do with all of the curves? Like,
Hmm.
make the clothes
I
fit.
was like,
You were
I
like,
was
yes.
like, bring it on.
You know
But
what? Yes.
my first model, they did give me the size 02. That was my
Hmm.
first model.
Yes.
But I could not wait. I did not get Lyris until way at the end.
Hmm.
This was towards the end, maybe this was like the last two challenges. I think this when I got,
Hmm.
excuse me, her, and then before that I got Jazz. I kept getting the small, and I was like, God, they would
Hmm.
not give me. I am
Yes.
ready to get one of these larger girls. They
Hmm.
kept giving me the smaller ones.
Hmm.
And so I don't know, but it's also TV. I said maybe because they know that I work well with them, then no,
Yes.
but they know that the other ones have clearly stated they don't want them. So for TV purposes, they was like, let's give it to them. Let's see them crack in real time.
Yes. Yes.
That's what I thought. But the very first day on set, I met
Mm-hmm.
Lyris. And this girl didn't know me from nowhere.
Yeah.
And she was like, you are going to do amazing. And this girl didn't know nothing about me and none of my capabilities.
Mm-hmm.
And every time I came on, every single day we came on set and the models came in,
Yes.
before she even went to the person that's going to be making her outfit, she would give me a hug every day.
Oh, wow.
And in a stressful situation like that, where you don't have anybody around you to comfort you or friends or nothing,
Mm-hmm.
I legit looked forward to that girl's hug like every day.
Yes.
like, like Lyra's coming on in, and she would
Yes.
head my, she this tall and I'm down here, so I'm like at her
Mm-hmm.
waist like this
Yes.
every day. And the moment we did get to work together, she was like, "Oh, we gonna kill it."
That's right. And y'all was look, and y'all was killing it. Okay, so then
Yeah.
let's talk a little bit about if you could go back
Mm-hmm.
and redo one challenge, which one would it be and why?
I think it would be the avant-garde because I had some really dope ideas. And
Mm-hmm.
I actually, I had said to myself several times that when I get time on some downtime, I actually just want to do it. Like, cause
Mm-hmm.
I think about it every now and again. I'll think about it, and I'm like, you
Mm-hmm.
know what? I really actually want to see my thought come to life
Yes.
because I'm not an avant-garde designer. I'm not
Yeah.
that girl.
Yeah.
No, I'm not. And so I really want to do it because the ideas I had was great. I
Mm-hmm.
just that
Mm-hmm.
when I think about making clothes, it just don't require like, the wire, that big old thick wire from the Home Depot and the glue with a drill. You know, exactly. My mind just doesn't go there. Some people's
No.
do.
Yeah.
I just
Yeah.
don't.
Yeah, they want living statues. Okay, so these are going to wrap up my Project Runway questions, and then we're going to get into
Okay,
some more things.
let's go.
But what's one lesson from Project Runway that has stuck with you in your career?
Oh, I have several. One would be open-minded about relationships.
Okay.
um one thing about that particular season is that it was such a variety of people,
Mm-hmm.
from so many different colors of people, for
Mm-hmm.
so many different backgrounds, different personality types.
Yeah.
And I think that are a lot if we allow ourselves to be a lot more open-minded to
Mm-hmm.
just having conversations with people who don't look like someone that you would typically befriend,
Yes.
you may find that you have more in common with some folks than not. And
Yes.
the one thing that we all had in common was fashion. And that
Mm-hmm.
is the one thing that we can bond on and talk about. And once you found that common denominator, something that you can bond with and talk about, then you start to be like, this person is actually kind of cool.
Yes.
And so it was that. It was for me, it was because I'm a very, people don't ever believe me. Y'all probably won't
Mm-hmm.
believe me either. But I am truly a very introverted type of person. And I know it.
You're
And
no,
going
you're introverted, extroverted in a way. You have
through,
some extroverted just a little, but you're mostly like you could be in your house and be like, look, I'm good just in my room sewing and getting my
I
stuff done.
learned to be extroverted
Extroverted.
when needed.
Mm-hmm.
I still am
Mm-hmm.
that person when I go to events with my good girlfriends
Yeah.
and people come around us. And thank God I got tall girlfriends. I hide behind them. I do it. I hide
Kenya.
behind.
Okay,
I
y'all.
know. I
We
do it.
gotta get our girl out. We gotta get our girl out. Because before we were on here, and I'm gonna say what you said. I was like, Kenya, what do you need? What did you tell me? What did you tell me?
I didn't say nothing.
Okay. Let's just say by the end of this year, 2025, you're gonna have all the three things that you said to me on this call. Okay, when we were talking earlier. All
Well,
right.
honey, he better be 6'2". No, he ain't got to be that tall. I'm 5 feet, honey.
Y'all get it.
Listen when it. Listen, I need me a rich husband and a vacation.
Yes,
That's what I said.
that's what you said. Yes. Okay.
But listen, at this point with the dating pool, honey, they say what is your requirements, honey? That he
That he's
breathing at this
breathing.
point. Like,
Hello. And he's interested
you
in me.
know,
He like, hello. Okay.
can he be breathing and at least have a job? I mean, everything else I had to work with at this point, because Lord have mercy.
Okay, Kenya. Thank
Whew.
you for talking about
Yes.
the Project Runway. I know people, if you have some questions, please go ahead and put those in the chat. But we're gonna transition now to your Shein collaboration.
Oh,
Oh,
but
go ahead.
wait, when you in a crunch, don't be trying no new stuff.
What?
Don't be trying no new stuff. You in a crunch and you got a new client or something. This could go to real life. If you in a crunch and you trying to make something, don't be trying no new stuff. Do what you know how to do and do it and do it
Yes.
good.
So I host a sewing retreat with two other ladies in
Mm-hmm.
sorority. One of the sorors on here is saying you need to come to our one of our sewing retreats. Yes, she will cut up.
Okay,
Yes.
all you got to do is
Yes.
invite me, honey. You
Yes,
know.
and then definitely yes, you would definitely have a great time at the retreat. They're saying, yeah, you need to come. I think that would be fun. Like I'm gonna invite you, Cortel, and and Sanji. Like, come on, because y'all my girls. Okay, so
Okay.
somebody said, did you ever get a designer block, and how often did you get it? That's from D.
In real life or that particular
Probably
period of time.
for Project Runway, I would think, right? Mm-hmm.
Yes, and because you're not, I'm not inspired, and even in real time, I'm not inspired every
Mm-hmm.
single day. And so, in order to create, you have to be in that
Yes.
moment. And I would tell them then, I'm like, it is rude to rush creativity. It's
Hello.
rude.
Hello. Hello.
So yes, but I think when that adrenaline starts pumping, it's like, okay, you want to go
Mhm.
home? You better figure
Put something
something.
together, even if it's two trash bags and a bowl. Come on. Mm-hmm. Okay. So the
Mm.
Shein collaboration, when I saw it, I was so happy for you. I know a lot of people have differences regarding fast fashion. We're not here to discuss that. We're here to discuss her Shein collaboration because this is monumental. So let's talk. How did that
Mhm.
collaboration with Shein come about?
So this was during the pandemic. This was what's this? We're 25 now, so coming kind of coming out of the pandemic a bit because this was I think 2021.
Mm-hmm.
So 2021, I think that was
Mm-hmm.
2021. So 2021, up until that, I hadn't even heard of Shein
Mm-hmm.
before. But so it just so happens, okay, so that summer, it just so happens that I was going to Mexico with some friends, and I was like, I saw this, when you just like put in like bathing suits
Mm-hmm.
and stuff pop up. I was like, this shit. I'm like, well, I don't know nothing about this
Mm-hmm.
website. I always say like the website, if they got like a firm and afterpay, they got to be some type of legit
Because they got to
business,
go through a
right?
process for that, for real.
Yeah. So, and then I'm like, okay, the bathing suit, I bought some bathing suits so I went on there. I went on their website. I bought some bathing suits and some cover ups and stuff. I think my total's like $50, and I got a couple of bathing
Mm-hmm.
suits in a
Yeah.
bag, and I got some
Mm-hmm.
sunglasses. I mean, I got at least 10 items. I
Yes.
think I got
Mm-hmm.
right. I'm like, okay, $50. If I don't get it,
It's
I'm gonna miss my
yeah.
$50. But we'll
Mm-hmm.
see. So anyway, I ended up getting it. Not, it was okay.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, not bad, but
Uh-huh.
okay, definitely served the purpose, and I was still cute in
Hello.
Mexico. So fast forward to like the following month, I was with some of my younger cousins, and they just so happened to be talking about shopping with Shein, and they was like, "Oh yeah, that's where we shop at, and we get all of our stuff."
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, "So y'all know about this website?" I'm like, "Why am I just finding out about this website?" They was like, "Yeah, you can get." So apparently, the younger kids been shopping
Mm-hmm.
there. That's just their
Yes.
thing. I didn't know anything
Mm-hmm.
about it. So just so happens that this was September. It just so happens like a couple weeks later, I get an
Mm-hmm.
email, and it said it was from
Yeah.
Shein, and it said that they're working on this new project. They want to work with small brands, something, something, something. Get back to them or something like that. So I'm like, that's probably spam. They got my email now. I done bought them bathing
Oh,
suits. I deleted it, moved on. So 2 weeks later, I get another email and it has someone's actual name on it with an actual reply email and all
yes.
that. And I said, well, this looks pretty legit. So I said, well, I'll email it
Yes.
back. That's how it started. And so they was like, can we get on a call? So we got on the call. I think we got on the Zoom call and they was talking about, we want to work with you. We like what you
Mm-hmm.
do. We have this new program. They like, we really want to support small brands. We have all these ideas about YouTubes and all this other stuff that they wanted
Mm-hmm.
to do. And I was like, hey, sounds great to
Mm-hmm.
me. Let's
Mm-hmm.
go. And so, excuse me. And that's how it started. So honey, they're legit fast fashion because right after that call, I got an email and it was like, can you send us about 10 to 14 different designs in the next 3 weeks? And I was like,
I remember you sending me something, not that first collection, but it was something you was like, "Hey, Monica, what do you think about these colors? You need an answer right now." And I was like, this one.
oh,
Yeah, that one. No, not that one.
oh my God. I had to send, it was so many. And so at that time, I didn't, my technical
Mm-hmm.
designer, I don't know where
Mm-hmm.
she was at the time. So I was like
Mm-hmm.
hand drawing all this
Yes.
stuff. So then I turned it, I turned everything in, and but anyway, but at the same, so it ended up being a simultaneous
Mm-hmm.
situation that this is also when I started got into my deal with Torrid.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I am also working on a collection for
Yes.
Torrid for a fall
Yes.
winter. I ain't never drank so much caffeine in my
You
whole
was
life.
working. You were working. You were working.
Oh my gosh. I ain't never had so and so I turned everything in. It was a lot of back and forth. It was kind of difficult for me to learn their because once they give you passwords, so now you have like your own setup on like the back
Mm-hmm.
end of like their
Yes.
website, and that's where you submit all of your what they consider their tech pack that you need to complete. So I did that for all the designs, and I was like, "Whoo, Lord!" It felt like I done lost 100 pounds after I got everything turned in. So there was some back and forth tweaks and
Mhm.
that sort of thing, but and so I'll tell you something funny though,
Yes.
because one of the first designs we did, I did this jacket, and it was a black and
I
white
loved it.
jacket, and one side of the jacket had this print on
Yes.
it, right? And so I told you I had to sketch
Yes.
everything at the time. So when I sketched it, I only sketched it. I put I drew the print on one
Mhm.
side just so they could see the scale of the
Mhm.
print and understand how large I wanted the print, not knowing that they would take that
Make it
literally.
the size.
So when people came back, the print was literally just on that one side.
Listen, they will. I have to do work sometimes, especially on our brand, and literally, whatever you send, that is what they're doing. What they're doing.
Baby, all I could do was crack up. I was cracking up. I
Oh
was
my
like,
god.
wow,
Oh my goodness.
okay. So then after looking at it, I'm like, you know what? I kind of like it with just on the one side. But I'm like, listen, if we're gonna do one side, it's got to be the sleeve, the back, the whole one side.
Mhm.
And that ended up being a jacket that we have, and to this day, we have sold thousands
Mm.
of that one piece.
Listen, yeah.
And I don't know about y'all. I have to this day, I have never sold thousands of not one item ever.
Wow. So let's go.
It's funny when you run into people and all that. But listen, so let's fast
Yes.
forward. So let me tell y'all something
Okay.
else. It's funny now, but it wasn't funny then. So one of my friends,
Uh-huh.
right? So this is when I was trying to like somebody. So I was trying to like this guy, and he was a
Mhm.
comedian, and so he had a show in
Mhm.
Memphis, right? So, and I don't drive for nobody. Anything over 2 hours, I
You're
get
like,
on a
okay,
plane. I'm from Virginia. I have driven that 9 hours enough. I
I
can't do it.
understand.
But anyway, these men people, they how you doing some strange things. So I got in my car, Memphis, and that night, the very next morning, we were supposed to go to breakfast. I go outside. We all go outside because a group of us,
Mhm.
and the Memphis boys done bust my windows out my car.
Oh,
Yes, the Memphis boys done bust the windows out my car. And so apparently this is a situation that happens so much so that when we called to get, some more windows,
hmm.
Memphis was like, we ain't got none. So I had to drive back to Atlanta with all this air blowing through my
Oh
car.
no, girl.
Now, mind you, this is why this day is also so crucial, because this is also the day I had my very first call with the Torrid team about the pieces that I submitted with them. And this is also the day that my Shein collection went live.
Okay, so we gonna go back to the beginning when you said you've been listening to some voices and we knew it was God's voice, right? Sometimes He's going to take us through those trials and tribulations, okay, so that you have a testimony. You was going through it, girl. You was going through it, but He was also saying you need to leave that man alone, okay? That was
Listen,
just fine.
the wind with the windows missing
Your
was
car
so
was probably
loud.
going like this on the highway.
When I had my Torrid call, I had to pull over because the wind was too loud with the
Girl,
windows missing in the car.
Kenya, do you okay? Listen, no, okay. So Tanya, we're gonna do this. We're gonna get through some more questions, but I want to do this. Can we do a part two? I know you said Tuesday. I'm not
Yes.
sure if you're available this week, or we also have to do another. We could do another one too, so then we can hit. I know you're available tonight, also, so
Uh-huh.
we could jump off, come back on. But we're gonna have to do a part two because you have so many so many fun and stories. So let me get to a
Oh,
couple
you
more
have no
questions. And we're
idea.
gonna go back in because I feel like I needed to go back and ask some stuff about the Project Runway a little bit
Mhm,
more. Now that the new season is out, we got to talk about the Torrid collection a little bit more. Talk about
mhm,
the design process with Shein and keep going. So
mhm.
we have a couple questions here. A couple people have said that collaboration was everything. Someone is asking about your trademark leopard print scarf. Have you found your scarf?
No, I really think somebody purposely stole it.
Look at that.
I
Okay.
think so. I think somebody hit me up for my scarf. I mean,
Okay. We're
but
gonna have to get
listen,
her.
people, I got an email right after because I wore it like
Yes.
like skin when I was on the show, right?
Yes. Yes.
And so I remember a lady emailing me, and she says, I question your hygiene. She said, because there's no way that your hygiene was really something about basically saying that I stink because I wore the scarf every day and questioning did I wash the scarf.
A scarf? Ma'am, stop. Okay. Number
I'm
two,
like,
how
the
do you
house
know?
that we were living in, we did have washer and dryer.
Hello. And it's a scarf. Does it need to be washed daily? I'm just saying it's a scarf. It wasn't like your underwear.
I'm like, lady, I'm a big girl. Trust me, I
Oh,
wash all of this every day.
okay.
Oh,
Now
you guys have no idea. Between Shein and Project, you guys have no idea the things that people have said to me.
crazy. I know. I've seen and I've heard some of the things. Someone said, when is the Memphis collection of windbreakers coming out, girl? That is the best comment right now. We gotta see the Memphis collection of windbreakers. Bam. Okay. That will be fire. I will get one. And we all
Oh,
can
Lord
roll
have
our windows
mercy.
down, driving down the highway with the wind blowing. Okay. Okay.
That, oh my God, that is
I love it. Faithy, I love it. Okay. Okay, that was funny. All right, so you told us about your favorite collection. You went through that first question I asked you about Shein. You went through my questions. So,
Oh, okay.
um, let me ask this: what is the feeling of how do you feel seeing your designs available to such a massive global audience? Like, what is that feeling for you? Because I know it's different from the Project Runway feeling to seeing it in Shein and then also
Hmm.
Torrid. Tell us about that?
Oh, it feels great. I mean, the process is not easy. Let me be
Mm-hmm.
clear. The process is not easy. And even myself, like I help other brands with their product and development and everything. Producing collections is
Mm-hmm.
not easy. But at that scale, still not easy. Now, the good thing is that you're working with either Shein or a Torrid. They do the majority of the
Mm-hmm.
heavy lifting. But it's still not easy. But once you get past that, and like I'm telling you, I don't ran into people in the airport and everything. And it was one time I was in the airport and I told this girl, I was like, "You got my jacket on?" She was like, "This is my jacket." And I was
I'm
like,
the
"No," I said what I
designer.
was trying to say. That's what I was trying. She was like, "No, that's my jacket." But it's really, really cool because like I said, as a
Yes.
brand, every now and again I'll see people with my stuff or people tag
Yes.
me in my stuff. But when you're with someone like a Shein, when you're selling so
Yes.
many units, now they've narrowed it down now. Now new designs, they cap it at 100 pieces. That's
Okay.
it. It has to sell out, then
Redo it.
they'll
Yeah.
redo it. But at first we was pumping up. I'm talking thousands. You got tons of people
Yes.
everywhere. You go because at this point we've made it's over three
Hmm.
years now. So I don't know how many pieces
Yeah.
of clothes we've made. We've made several collections
Yes.
at this point.
Oh,
We just did a 30-piece collection that we just dropped in
what?
January. Yes.
Okay. So here are my fast round. First of all, congratulations. You already know how I feel about you, how I feel about everything that you're doing. Keep continuing to continue to inspire us, the home sewists who, may have aspirations to one day have a collection or be on a Project Runway or just, do something more than just the home sewing for those of us who aspire to do that.
Yes.
So I have some
Yes.
fast round questions, and we are going to do so. Y'all stay in here, stay tuned. We're continuing right here for this interview. We're going to end in about 10 to 15 minutes, and then we're
Okay.
gonna get back on maybe tonight, later tonight. If not, we will have another day. So Kenya, when we get off, I just get the date so that I can schedule it, get the flyer up, and you and I will get on 30 minutes early, make sure everything is working and all of that stuff. So
Yes. It might need to be an
look,
hour.
hello, we can kiki, have our wine, all of that stuff. And maybe maybe we do a wine day. Look, we,
Yeah. But
it's
today,
okay.
this special is sponsored by
Hello. This special is sponsored by Deer Park Water. Make sure to drink your water 8 glasses a day. Okay. Fast round questions. All right. This is the first thing
Mhm.
only that comes to your mind. Your favorite fashion designer.
Okay. Oh, okay. The first thing, Vivian
Okay.
Westwood.
Heels or sneakers?
Now, as of now, at this age, a
Okay.
sneaker.
Favorite fabric to work with?
Ooh, a woven with a 2%
Okay.
stretch.
Biggest fashion pet peeve?
Ooh, well, that can go for so many different
Give me
angles.
one.
Oh, like in terms of like stuff that like people
It could
wear
be
and stuff like
anything. It
that.
could be, yeah, biggest fashion pet peeve. Yeah. Whatever you want to interpret it to.
Stop wearing bonnets in public.
Ooh! You in Atlanta?
Don't fight me, y'all.
She
Don't
made
fight
me turn
me.
the whole entire thing. That's a pet peeve. Also, I mean,
And take them wrestling suits off.
shots fired. Okay. The best dressed celebrity right now.
Coleman Domingo.
One thing people would be surprised to know about you.
I'm a stream couponer.
Girl, we gonna have to talk because you have to get okay. Okay. Coffee or tea?
T E E E E
If
E E E E.
you could swap closets with anyone, who would it be?
Mm. Sarah Jessica Parker.
Especially when she got that kiss lock bag. Lord. Oh, we gotta make it. We gotta make it on our next one. Okay, we gotta make it.
And
Yeah,
it
the
and it.
designer who design well, the pattern designer, she's on
Oh, and Tracy Ellis Ross too, because I know that
girl. Her
closet is
closet
yummy.
is her and
Woo!
June Ambrose. Those three. Those three. Those three. Okay. The
Yes,
one color
yes.
you'll never wear.
Oh, maybe yellow.
Okay.
It's not. Nah, yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Mm-mm.
And if you weren't a fashion designer, what would you be?
A housewife, a rich
A
housewife.
rich housewife. Well, we're gonna get you there by the end of next year, right? We're gonna have to by the end of this year. She said it. We're gonna put it in the universe. Y'all put it in the universe. Okay, so here are some of the
Oh,
questions. Somebody said, does she in handle go ahead,
overweight. I still, or because I do have a nonprofit, so
your
I'll probably be
nonprofit?
working on that. I'll probably be in that
Okay, so we're
space
gonna
still.
talk
Yeah,
about that too. So someone asked, does she in handle your production? They do.
yeah.
She just sends the design.
I'm about to make me cuz y'all think I'm
Mm-mm.
making all that stuff? No,
Okay.
ma'am. Absolutely. I design it. I do the tech packs for it. I pick out my fabrics. I create my own prints
Mhm.
and textiles. Those are my
Yes.
own prints. They ain't nobody prints but mine. I do all of that. I create the tech packs for it. I do all of that measurements, and they do all the cut and sew.
Okay. The designer of the bag says she's so happy you purchased her classy clutch. We're gonna be up in here making our we're
I
gonna be
can't
making
wait.
our
I
kiss
and
lock.
listen, I bought I
Hmm.
bought the pattern. I still haven't even opened up the email to
Girl,
print
you
the
better print
daggone
it. I just got mine. I went and printed it AO and I just picked it up right before this call.
yeah.
So it's actually, yeah, it's oh, it's in the car.
Well, my friend, I told my friend Tangie because I
Hmm.
tagged her. She bought it and because she's an
Oh,
actual handbag
wonderful.
maker. So she bought it and she was like, "Oh yeah," she bought the
Yeah.
pattern ASAP and the frames
Hello.
ASAP, and she has been on it. But I'm about to make my own bag to sell it, but because coaching, I'm gonna be the only one.
Listen,
So
hello.
anyway,
Okay.
oh, yeah, I have yet to even open up the email to even print the daggone pattern. So, but we're gonna get there because we're gonna make one on
Okay.
the live, like
Someone
you
said,
said.
what did she her pet
Mhm,
peeve was wearing bonnets in public. And then what was the other thing you said?
mhm.
The
Them
wrestling
wrestling
suits.
suits.
Okay.
Yeah, I know them spandex one pieces. Stop wearing them things. And all the wrong bodies is. And listen, I don't talk about no bodies. I stand 5 feet 250. Okay.
Hello.
I don't talk about no bodies, but I always say wear things that
Mm.
complement the body at any
Mhm.
size. I even think that some curvier women look better in clothes than some
That is
slimmer women. It's not about the body, it's just
what you
complimenting
got.
what you got. And them wrestling suits don't compliment nobody.
Girl, I can't. I can't with you. Okay, so
Nobody.
someone said they cannot wait to hear you on oh, it says wait, one second. Why is it's doing something to activate? They said they cannot wait to hear you on the Real Housewives. Oh, they can't wait to see you on the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Okay. Yeah.
Honey, I can't. One, so interesting enough though, there have been plenty of chances, plenty of times that I've had a chance to go on there just because in making things for people and
Hmm.
stuff like that. I myself am not a big fan of the show because I would never be that
Yes.
catty with my fellow sisters. I
Mhm.
can't do it.
Mhm. Yeah.
Because I actually got work to do. I can't brunch and party all
Listen,
day.
hello. And you know what? It's interesting what those
So
shows do to people and the friendships.
it's embarrassing to me because I'm like, we are
It
so
is.
much better
It is. You
than
got to use
this.
your platform for something that I love a good drama, but every time, every day, and it, yeah, and it ruins marriages for
Yeah.
real. Or it highlights what was wrong in with them. That's a whole nother conversation. Okay. Okay, so we finished the
Hmm.
fast round. All right, let's do, if your life was a fashion show, what would the theme song be?
Ooh, I don't know, but I just feel like Donna Summer got something to do with it.
We love Adonna Summer. Okay, can you let me see, did I do this? Where do you find inspiration for your new collections?
Kind of everywhere. I mean, I know that's pretty basic answer, but
Mhm.
I just let it come. So I'm a dreamer. I dream in full live color every single night.
Mhm.
The one thing I tell you that I do to make sure that so when like right now I actually am in the process of creating two collections. So I'm working on my fall of 2025. I'm also working on my spring of 2026 because this year I'm going to go wholesale with 2026. So I got
Mm.
to get on the fashion calendar for that. So
Yes.
that's what I'm working on both simultaneously. But while working on that, I limit my social media time.
Mhm.
I don't pretty much, well, I haven't watched any TV in the last couple weeks
Mhm.
only because I found that those things distract me. So, okay, so real quick, prior
Yeah.
to the pandemic, I was not a TV watcher at all.
Mm.
I
Mhm.
may watch a couple hours of TV in a month. I'd
Okay.
rather either read a book, sketch. My
Mhm.
brain is colorful enough to keep me busy, or
Mm.
work. Um, and then I just didn't like a lot of the stuff on TV. And what I noticed was because our subconscious so easily absorbs everything that we see, eat, and hear, and we
Yes.
don't even pay attention to it. And what I noticed, even after the pandemic and watching all that TV, I would randomly blurt out things or say the most random things, and I'd be like, "Well, where did that come from?" And it's all this TV and stuff we're looking at, and I don't think people understand how much it really actually affects us and
Yes.
how we think and view things. But
Mm.
anyway, when I'm creating a collection, I limit how much TV I watch, how much social media I take in, because I want my thoughts and my ideas for my collections to be organic. And
Mm.
I don't want my subconscious to be influenced by something on the outside, whether that be TV, social media, something like
Yeah.
that. So
Oh,
by
that's
doing so, in my dreams, they just come about. I'll wake up in the middle of the night and be like, "Ooh, that'll be fabulous," because I am that girl. I do keep pen and notebook and paper in the bed. I
yes.
do.
Yes.
So
And when you get those ideas, you got to put those down. Okay.
yes,
What would you say is one piece of clothing every person should have in their wardrobe?
a beautiful black dress.
Oh, love it. Love it. Okay.
I'm talking about that sucker that when you walk down the street, people be like, "God dang!" And I'm talking, and the dress does. I'm like tailored to
Yes.
perfection.
Yes. 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 Okay. So, how do you decide on like the fabrics, the silhouettes, and the colors for your design? I think you touched on it a little bit, but I mean, maybe you can talk about for your upcoming collection.
So a lot of times I just draw from the things that inspire me or my
Mhm.
dreams or whatever like that. And then
Okay.
I have a kind of an idea of how I want to go about it. Most of my collections has a lot to do with my life. Most of my
Yes.
collections are named after certain things. My first collection after project was called The Storm. So it's
Mm.
always, and it was this navy blue and light blue, and it was a lot going on in there, but it's always has something to do with where I'm at in my life. And so right now is more of like a rebirth because right now in my collection, we're starting with sizes 10 to 22.
Wow.
I no longer sell small sizes anymore.
Wow.
So it's a whole lot of new things. I'm completely rebranding, new logo, new website, new everything. So just a completely fresh take on clothes. And
Mhm.
so, and even bringing back some old things, but like in a new way. So sometimes it'll start with a print. I love print. So I'll
Mm.
create my textile design, hand it over to my technical designer so they can true it, add the Pantone colors to it. We got
Yes.
this beautiful design now because I'm one, I can, when I go to the fabric stores and I touch the fabrics and I'll be like, okay, I know exactly what I'm going to do with this after
Mhm.
touching the fabric.
Yes.
And so
Yes.
once I get that print design in my Pantone colorway, then I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, okay. And then from already the thoughts that I have, I'm still a magazine person who pulls the sheets out of the magazine and lay them out on the floor and look at stuff and pull. Okay, I like this collar. I like that hem. Oh, those buttons is cute.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, that short idea. So from everywhere is a
Mm-hmm.
real what they call mad science
Yes. Yes.
that
Yes.
comes together. And because my mother, I had to explain this to my mother. I'm one of those people that I sit just like this for
Yes.
maybe 2, 3, sometimes 6 hours.
Mm-hmm.
And what people don't know is that as creatives, I legit think that there are a whole lot of people in there.
Oh.
Everybody job. And so they designing this, they making some shorts over here, she making a skirt over there. She worried about what we gonna eat next week. She putting together a coupon deal in the middle. It's a lot happening. And
Yeah.
so sometimes I just have to sit and allow myself to process all the information that is downloading in my
Ooh.
mind. And I can literally sit just like this for 5 or 6 hours and not do anything. And my mother thought that I was one of the strangest people ever. But in my creative process, this is what happens. I just sit,
Yes.
it all come together.
Wow. Kenya, no, that is, oh my gosh, you're giving me goosebumps because I can definitely relate and understand it as creatives. And sometimes you just have to sit. And I know for some people they rest, they sleep, or they close their eyes, they rest so that they can feel renewed and refreshed to do the things that they need to do. And sometimes you just have to sit and listen. So Stephanie,
And the old people say, peace be still,
be
peace be still.
still, honey. Be still. Okay. So someone said that they're so happy. Stephanie Allen said she's so happy and proud of you and your growth, Kenya. You've proven that there is life well after Project Runway. Um, Miss Avis said, so motivating. Be careful what you absorb into your aura. That's a word. Congratulations. A couple of you, Diana said, wow. I'm sorry, I pulled it up. Oh gosh, I'm sorry. Now I lost it. Give me 1 second. Sorry. Wow, this is so good. You stay true to your own inspiration. So yes, thank you all for these comments. I know that Kenya receives them. She's seeing them. Okay. I think I have two more questions.
Okay.
What's one fashion rule you would love to break?
Um I think it would be a mix of mixing patterns and prints
Yeah.
and this whole idea of not wearing white after Labor Day. Honey, wear the white.
Hello.
Wear the white, the off white, the bone white, the teeth white, the tan white. Wear the white, sis. If you want to wear the white, if you just bought a gorgeous, beautiful white coat, honey, wear that sucker in December. It's okay. Nobody's gonna say nothing. I'm not.
Hello.
If
Who's
it's
gonna
cute,
say something? Who's-
if it's cute, put it on.
Put it on me, baby.
It
Put it
makes
on.
you feel great, except for the wrestling suit. Put it on
You in these wrestling suits.
because I hate them. I hate them so much. Put it
If you
on. If
if
you
you
got a leopard's top with a black and white stripe, because you know those are my two favorite colors. I don't
girl,
care. Leopard is a color. Black and white stripes is a color. Period.
hello, hello,
So if you want to mix both of those together, do it. If you want to put your leopard top on with your daffodil floral print skirt, put that on too.
do it, do it. See, I love
Do it.
mixing prints, and I have a class that I was teaching about how to mix prints and things like that. So we're gonna talk. We're gonna be doing some stuff, Kenya, because we're
Okay.
gonna get into the mixing the prints, and I can't wait to see your bag. Okay,
Ooh,
yes. I know,
ooh,
I
look.
know, I know. Oh, look. She about to show us some stuff. She about to show us some stuff. Thank you all for joining. I hope you all are enjoying this live as much as I am interviewing my girl Kenya. Let us know
So
in the chat. Okay.
I got the white perforated whole leather.
Ooh, we
Then I got the red perforated whole leather.
wait. You're making me a Delta Sigma Theta a bag. You sending my
And
way.
then look at this blue leather.
Ooh, girl, where do you get your leather from?
Mind your business.
Send it to me in the chat. Okay.
No, from Rainbow. It's a company called Rainbow. I think they're out of LA. But I got this blue one. I got this blue piece from Gail K.
Okay, okay, okay,
I got
okay.
that from Gail K.
Oh,
Oh, I'm
wonderful.
ready to make my bag. I'm telling you, I already bought my leather. I'm ready.
Okay, listen, we're making it together. So, if you had to create a fashion collection inspired by movie, and I know you don't watch as much TV, so if you can't answer that, let me know. Which movie would you pick?
No, I mean, so well, because I grew up on TV now. So
Yeah.
listen, there are a couple of movies that are my absolute favorite movies. Two of my favorite movies, one is Grease. Grease is one of
Mm.
my favorite movies. Dirty Dancing is one of my favorite movies. Notting Hill is one of my favorite movies. Okay. And we ain't even gonna get to talking about like some of my favorite characters, which is like Pippi Longstocking. Like I got a whole, so if I could, for especially like for my kids, it would be Pippi
Uh-huh.
Longstocking. For me, I would create a whole. My first one, I would probably do probably Dirty Dancing,
I love it. I love
or
it.
and Grease would definitely. I would love to do a whole collection inspired by Grease
Oh, that would be really nice. That would be really fun too. I
and
can
have a
see it.
bomb collection when she said beauty school dropout, beauty school dropout,
Eh,
go back to high school.
mm, 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 mm. Ah, someone is saying, what season of Project Runway were you on?
16.
16, baby. If you don't know, the 1 6. Okay. This she would love to. Oh yeah, we can do that, D. We can talk about that. And then thank you, B Chantel. All right. So lastly, if you could sum up your fashion philosophy in one sentence, what would it be?
Mm. Fashion philosophy
Mm-hmm.
in one sentence.
Oh, I have another question. I have another question.
Okay, give me the other question.
Okay, okay, okay. What advice do you have for aspiring fashion designers who want to follow in your footsteps?
Take your time.
Mm,
Because one of the things I do is consultations for small brands.
mm-hmm.
Everyone thinks that they can get into fashion and next week they got a whole collection they're gonna sell and then make $1 million the following week.
Doesn't happen.
The only thing I can get started for you next week is a line of t-shirts. That's it. Real clothes take time. Also, do not quit your job until you are making at least 5 times what you making over there. Don't do
Right.
it. Do not believe none of the hype that these people are selling on social media. No, everybody it always shows the highlights, but nobody is showing the hustle and the struggle.
No,
It's
none.
real out here.
It
So
is.
if you really want to do it, one, make sure that this is something that is in line with your purpose in life, not just to get quick making some money, because you're
Mm-hmm.
gonna be forever chasing your tail if you just want to do things just to make money. But if
Mm-hmm.
this is aligned with your purpose, take the time and do it right. And
Mm-hmm.
that is everything from creating the collection, creating those tech packs, getting those patterns graded, everything from markers. Pay attention to your product and development. Make sure you
Mm-hmm.
know what your sizing is. Product and development can go on for months.
Yes.
That can go on
Yeah.
for months, making sure that your item fits properly. It doesn't matter how beautiful the dress is if it fits bad.
Mm-hmm. And that's
So
true.
just taking your time, take your time to make sure it's right. Because with a lot of people, you only get one time to put yourself out there, and after that, it's really, really hard to snap back.
Yes.
But take your time. So I say, take your time and do not quit your day job.
Listen, that was very real. And Kenya, I can talk to you for hours. I do talk for hours, and I know we would sit here and have this long conversation. But we did it. We did a full hour and 18 minutes. We got on a little late, but I want to first say thank you to you,
Mhm,
Kenya, for joining us. Thank you
mhm,
for having such an inspiring, authentic, just whatever. Let the hair down conversation, basically, right?
Mhm.
And just being your authentic, true self and who you are, who we all grew to love watching on Project Runway, which is where we mostly all found and seen you. And then to
Mhm.
today with all of the amazing things you're doing. So, one, I want to applaud you and all of that stuff and just say thank you, giving you your flowers right now.
Thank
Um,
you.
Let's give her flowers. Go ahead, put some flower emojis, some clapping emojis, all of that stuff. Go ahead and do that. Thank you for inspiring us. I got a lot of things I was nodding here on, and I'm definitely going to be watching this video on a replay. And I can always hit you up. Second, I want to thank, or third, I want to thank the audience. Thank you all for your questions, for the participation, for everything. We are going to come back and do this again. I don't want to put her on the spot right now and ask her today what she's doing tomorrow, because I'm available, right? But
Tomorrow evening may not be bad.
okay. Well, let's see. We're gonna chat
Okay.
after this, and then we can see what works for your schedule too. And then if we have
Mhm.
to come back next week, that's not a problem, because we have
Yeah.
stuff to build that anticipation, and we can go.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
then if
and I
yeah,
do have a nonprofit for kids called I'm So Fantastic. So if you
that's
guys
right.
have any children between the ages of 9 and 15 that want to come to a 4-week creative sewing camp, please hit us up at I'm So Fantastic, and that's a SEW. And we are taking all of your kids, not all of them, because some of y'all got bad kids, but they're not so bad kids. We like them kind, because
Is
we
it a
send bad
free?
kids back home.
Tell us more about the camp. Is it a free camp?
The camp is, I want it to be free, but camp is not free. It's just too expensive. So
Mm-hmm.
camp is right now at the special, it's like 900 and something dollars.
Mm-hmm.
But we do have a firm, so you can break them payments down.
Okay. And this is located where, in the Atlanta area? Is that
It's
correct?
it is in Atlanta. It is a 4-week camp. Now them 900 some dollars is for 4 weeks. It ain't like some of these camps that's gonna take y'all $900 and it's for 3 days. We are
Mm-hmm.
for 4 whole weeks.
Yes.
Four
For
weeks, we feed your kids breakfast and lunch. You don't have to, all you got to do is drop them off. We feed
mm-hmm.
them breakfast, we feed them lunch and 2 snacks. They get a whole book bag with all the supplies. And I got good sponsors. So our
Yes, you do.
kids we got brand new Juki sewing machines. We got all the threads. They get a whole scissor set. They get the whole works. They do their own fashion show. At the end, we go on field trips.
Mm-hmm.
So if you guys want to, send your kids to camp, please do. If you know somebody who knows somebody, share it with them. If you want to donate to us so we can make sure that we keep feeding your kids
Yes.
and
All of
make sure that we get a building, because our goal is to have our own building. So if you want to donate to our nonprofit, please do. If you want to volunteer, please do. If you got some extra threads and fabric and you want to say, you know what, let me get this to the kids, please do, because it takes a
definitely.
village. It takes
Definitely.
a village. Because that's another
Definitely.
thing. I'm like, what you want me to have a nonprofit for?
Hello. Well, look, he
Why?
did this. And you know what? He said nonprofit. He said other things, and you have a lot of us on here who are watching, who are part of organizations who have a large plethora of sewing stuff that we're going to be sending to Atlanta. So head over to imsofantastic.org. I did put the link in the chat so that you can make sure to see how you can donate. And do you want pre-washed fabric? Is there a certain type of fabrics that you need, or what
Listen,
exactly are
they
you?
say beggars can't be choosy.
Okay.
Fabric.
Okay. So
Listen,
fabric.
the only requirement, can they sew with it?
Hello. Notions, fabric, all of the things. So let's
Yes.
get up there and let's turn that out. And you know what? On our next live, we're going to talk a little bit about I'm So Fantastic and all of the amazing things that you're doing with the camp.
Mhm.
And then what's the cap for the students?
Oh, 20.
20 students. Okay. So right now you're not
20
full yet.
kids. We are
Okay.
not full
Okay.
yet. We have some that we still need to interview.
Okay.
But not yet. But we cap only because, two, we still have to pay instructors
Mm-hmm.
and get a certain amount of instructors to make sure that our kids get a quality education.
Yes. And that's
One,
important.
yeah, we got to
Yeah.
make sure our kids get quality, all the
Mhm.
things.
Yes.
So it's
Okay.
gonna be dope.
Yeah.
We have YKK Zippers who comes in the first week and teaches kids all about zippers.
Oh,
And
wonderful.
and then they load last year. They load, because last year was our first year. It was so dope.
Yes.
They dropped off a literally a million zippers. And
Oh
so
my
this year,
God.
yeah, this year we're trying to get a field trip over to the YKK factory, so the kids can see how the zippers are actually made.
Oh
And then
wow.
we have our friend Tangi, who's the handbag designer. She comes in and they get to make tote bags, fanny packs, and like little pouches.
Yes.
But this year, what we're doing differently, we have kids that are coming back from last year, so we have created an intermediate level curriculum, so they get to make book bags. So it's
Yes.
like then our second week is our Goodwill week. Oh, the first week too, they get to create their own textile as well.
Yes. Oh,
And then we send those digital files over to our friends at My Prince LA, and they print the fabrics for them. That come
okay.
back the third week, but our second week is put on by Goodwill. So they get to Project Runway style. We give them 5 minutes to storm Goodwill.
Oh my
They get
goodness. I
to,
would okay. Wait, wait,
they
wait.
have to get like key things in those 5 minutes,
To
and then
make
they get to create new outfits with those outfits with
is
those with the
any
stuff they get.
I love the
Mhm.
kids. I love the children, but I need an adult version of this girl.
I
Can we
know.
have
So all the big kids that follow us on social media, they was
yes.
like, "What about us?" And you should see some of the parents. The parents, I'm like, "Go on, go on."
No.
But
Because I
our third week, yes, our third week, the prints have come back, and the kids are so excited when they see their actual like designs on the prints.
yes.
And so they be so excited, and so they get to make those. And then the fourth week, this year is going to they're going to do a tour of SCAD and see like all the SCADsters and what they do, and do
Yes.
an activity with them. And then after that is their fashion show that they get to put
Okay.
on, and they are
Oh,
they are in charge of their own production. They have to from the theme to the color, they get to they do it all.
mhm. Okay. So let
Yeah.
everyone know where they can find you. I just popped in your Instagram as well. You can find
Yes.
her. Hmm. Kenya
Right
Mom.
there.
Yes, yes, yes. You know, I
Yes.
got you, girl. So definitely. Oh, Kenya, thank you so much. I had a great time. We all had a great time watching this interview. Again, our apologies in the beginning for Instagram. For those of you who had to migrate over here, we're gonna work through that and we'll be on Instagram, Twitch, and YouTube for our next one, and we'll get that date up as soon as possible. Hopefully by tomorrow, we'll have a new date for you so that we can continue this conversation with our girl, learn a little bit more about some of the stuff she ain't get to really tell us about. P
It's so
Project
much. Like
Runway.
we would literally have to have a whole sleepover for like a couple of
Listen,
nights because
listen.
it's so much stuff that be going on.
Hello, listen. I told Carto she wanted me. I was gonna drive up to Arkansas, so I think I'm still gonna do that. But look,
Baby,
listen, and we're gonna have to
Arkansas.
call Christian. Christian's little behind and say, Christian, you want to come on here and join us? Let's go.
Well, Christian is he is actually my mentor though.
Call him up, girl, after this call. Hey, we all need you to drop
Mhm.
this live and let's get on here and drop some little bit of secrets. We love some Christian.
Yes, honey, I would text him right now.
Text him, please.
Mhm.
All right.
For
Kenya,
real.
thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. Have an amazing night and stay tuned for more from us. That's a Monica. Kenya Molly, make sure you're following her. Kenya Freeman, make sure you're following I'm So Fantastic. Show her the love. Make sure you're doing all of those things. And if you're able to support her nonprofit, that would be amazing. Love you all. See you all next time. Bye. Kenya, you stay on with me.